Emmanuel, God is with us. Emmanuel, God is with us. Hello, China. Hello, world. Oh my goodness. When I started this series a week ago, there were, I think, maybe 30 people who had passed away from coronavirus, and there may have been 800 infected. And the word on the media, not the social media, but the real big media, was like, why are you guys being concerned about another flu? Why are you guys overreacting to another flu? Well, as of today, there are a variety of different statistics, but one thing we can say is the last video I did was the 7th or the 9th, I don't know, but at that date, there were 40,000 confirmed cases of coronavirus, and there were almost 1,000 deaths. That's within a period of less than a week. Well, today, maybe about a week later, and now there are starting to be two different sources of statistics. The people on the ground in the town, and then the news media sources that get a package and just put that package out there. And by those sources, they say that there are now 50 million people that are in quarantine, and of those 50 million people, only 60,000 are infected, and the death toll has, within less than a month, become over 100% more than SARS did in a year's time. So I think the death toll they claim is 2,000. Now, if you go to sources that are Chinese people on the mainland and different things like that are getting word out from social media and various sources, they are saying there are 250,000 people in quarantine. I'm sorry, 250 million people in quarantine, and that there are 250,000 people that are infected. So of the population that are in quarantine, 1% of them are infected. A flu normally infects 1/5% of the population. So not that many. And the death toll of a flu normally is just like, it's almost negligible. Of a normal flu, the death toll, there are a few, but it's negligible. It's like people who are maybe old and feeble, and then they get the flu and it develops into something else. So the percentage that's listed for death from flu is normally 0.02 or 0.019, 0.1% of the people who get flu would pass away. So basically, you'll never know anybody who passed away from the flu. But the death toll for the coronavirus is said to be 1 to 2% of the population that gets affected. That means that everybody who's in that area would know somebody who died. You know, and all of us through social media know people who have died from this coronavirus in a very fast period of time. It's not a slow mover. But I say all that to say, God has really blessed you, because I'm telling you the secrets to survive any plague, any deadly thing. This is not a new thing, guys. Plague, disease, it's not a new thing. Human beings have been surviving plagues and diseases for eons. So today we're going to deal with how to get the coronavirus out of your body. And it's real simple. After you follow day 1 and day 2, then on day 3, or you can even do this one on the same day after you clean your air. Oh, I got a little statement I got to tell you. After I did my video on clean the air so the virus doesn't spread so quickly, ironically, China is now spraying their air with substances to kill the virus in the population so it doesn't spread so clearly. So I'm encouraged that somebody in China is hearing from little old me. God bless you. And they've got enough influence to get out there, because it wasn't happening until I said it. But after I said it and did my video a few days ago, now they're like, okay, we're putting antivirals into the environment. You know, and that might be my lemon recipe. God bless them, because it definitely works. It stops people from being infected. That sort of thing's been used for hundreds of years, okay, centuries. And now we go on to day 3. You remember when you were a kid, you know, your mom and dad didn't want you to get sick, so they would give you a tablespoon of castor oil, and, you know, you'd have Montezuma's Revenge, everything came out of you, and then you could play and be well, you didn't catch anything. Yeah, that is because castor oil removes virus, it removes parasite, it removes mold and mildew, yeast, fungal infections. Everything got to go when you use castor oil. Castor oil also removes pollution. So even if you're not sick and you don't have anything else going on inside of yourself, if you live in a city with pollution, that creates buildup in your lungs and stuff like that. Castor oil helps to clear out your lungs. Now, normally naturopaths like me do not recommend the ingestion of castor oil. As you see, this comes from a pharmacy. It is pharmacists, old-fashioned pharmacists, like my good old-fashioned pharmacist. He's about 80 years old, little old guy, owns his own business. And this is something that they used to give out to people in the pharmacy. So this is not from the naturopath world. This is from the pharmaceutical world, from the pharmacological world, but this is old pharmaceutical. This is, castor oil is actually toxic. Medicines are all toxic. Medicines kill stuff, get rid of stuff, take stuff out. And that's what castor oil does. Naturopaths, we don't actually do that. But at one point in my recovery, my lungs were full and I could not breathe. And I started taking castor oil all day long, tablespoon after tablespoon. And the castor oil gets in your blood, goes all throughout your body, and I started coughing up all kinds of bacterial infection, parasitic infection, viral infection, mold infection. This does not care. Pollution out of the lungs, and I was able to survive. So this is something, castor oil, take it. It will run you to the bathroom. You get diarrhea, so if you have a family, you know, pick one person who can dominate the toilet and give it to them. You know, the person that you think is the most weak, give it to them first. They're going to spend a day at the toilet, because what's coming out of them is going to be toxic. When castor oil takes the toxicity out of our human bodies so we can live. It will remove microscopic stones and everything. It just takes no prisoners. It makes the walls inside of our colon and intestine like a slip slide. You know, everything just goes right on out, and it loosens up stuff in the chest area too, and that comes out this way. So, you know, you might even need to clean your ears out, you know. Your sweat, your pores, everything will leave this castor oil. This has been a century-old remedy. People joke about it. Now, let me tell you how to take it if you don't know how to take it as an internal. Very few people have the moxie to just be able to swallow a tablespoon of castor oil down. And when you get the package, it will tell you what the dose is for kids and what the dose is for adults. Follow the directions. And it'll tell you how often you could take it. But after you put the castor oil in your mouth, sometimes it won't go down because your body's like, I'm not swallowing that. So what you do is you get you some orange juice or whatever kind of juice you like. And then if you take that, it covers up the castor oil, which has basically no taste. It's not like it's nasty, but it's just it's medicine. And medicine is not a part of what should go in your body all the time. So you take the juice with it and it'll go down. Once it goes down, you're thinking it's not going to act immediately. It has to go through your blood system in your body. And it, depending on where you are in your health, it may be a couple of hours before it works. For me, I was so sick when I first used it, it took 16 hours before it worked. But when it worked, when this castor oil started pulling stuff out of my system, I was dominating the bathroom toilet. I mean, and it was a waterfall, guys. So this is going to get it out of your system. Do not use something to stop yourself from going to the bathroom with castor oil. You would be poisoning yourself. I'm just telling you that because people nowadays think, oh, I'm going to the bathroom too much. Let me take something that stops me from going to the bathroom. The way castor oil works is to make you go to the bathroom, to make you sweat, to make you hack stuff up. Stuff may come out your eyes. However it comes out, you want to treat that as toxic waste, put it into some kind of container where other people do not come in contact with it. Do not let anybody else clean up that bathroom behind you. Clean up that bathroom behind yourself, including wipe that toilet down when you leave because you're going to be sweating out toxins too. Wipe that toilet down with things that are, clean the toilet, like some Pine Sol. Something like that. I'll do on tomorrow's video, I will go into talking more about how to clean up the space around you when you are getting toxic stuff out of you so that your family is not infected. The only thing about this one is that you need a lot of bathrooms because if you have a family, you will not be able to share. You might have to get a porta potty and figure out a way to clean that because when this starts bringing stuff out, it's not going to wait. You're not going to be able to take your minute and be, and you got to get it out, guys. Castor oil, it'll get it out. You got to get it out. Don't use diapers with this. Don't get slick and say, God bless you, Emily. Don't get slick and use diapers. You do not want this toxic waste to be on your skin. I'm doing great, Emily. I'm so glad that everything has been working out for you too. Yeah, girl, I'm hanging in there with China. I'm going to save every life I can with Jesus. I'm sharing every home remedy that has ever worked against virus and disease one day at a time because I figure there's going to be some translation issues. And I know people are going to be, who are in fear, they're going to be encouraged because it's nothing like one of the big mamas helping you out when you, yeah, I know you don't, Emily. I know you don't. Well, I'm putting on my Corona series. You can follow those same signs and keep yourself from getting it too. But I'm talking to people who may be infected because there's a lot of people infected who don't know it. And this is a way, why wait until you find out you got it? Get it out before you know, right after you spray the air so that your people aren't contagious and the air isn't contagious. Hit that castor oil according to the directions. Get it from a pharmacist so it has the directions to ingest it internally and go from there. This one is Good Neighbor Pharmacy Castor Oil USB. Odorless and tasteless. It's a stimulant laxative. But it also kills stuff. Oh, you take vitamins daily? Oh, that's great. Well, you guys, that's today's word of encouragement. This is today's remedy. Most pharmacists won't tell you about it, but my 80-year-old pharmacist, God bless him, he will. And so it works. It worked on me with a deadly disease. It was not the one you guys have, but it was another flu that was deadly in our area that was causing people to not be able to breathe. I used this. It pulled all kinds of stuff out of my lungs, and I could feel the stuff popping off. I'm here today. So God bless you wherever you are dealing with this coronavirus. Get your own toilet. Get your own castor oil. You're going to be just fine. Anyway, Jesus loves you, and I love you with all the Jesus in me. Be blessed. Beautiful.